Now, what's good, Multinational Football League? Welcome back to week number 7. The Nighthawks taking on the Dreadknots in Paris. So, a English Channel rivalry here, as both teams in the same division. They'll have quite the obstacle to overcome today, as the London Nighthawks, with a very positive record, take on this Paris Dreadknots team that is fighting for playoff chances, with Jameis Winston coming out of the tunnel right now. And man, oh man, could the stakes ever be just a little higher than when you're fighting for that playoff chance, or when you're fighting for that spot at the end of the season, or even in the postseason for that matter. But anyways, gentlemen, what we are concerned about is, can the Paris Dreadknots turn their 2-4 season into 3-4 and knock the London Nighthawks down to 2 losses? We're going to find out here in just a second as we kick off this game. Paris will get it first. So the Nighthawks punter or kicker will send it away. And we're off. Pretty good return there to start off, getting to 31 as Winston comes out for the Dreadknots. So let's check his stats really quick. It's been a while since I've commented on Jameis Winston. I mean, looks like he's on the upswing of something, but those interceptions, man, they're going to cost him in these close games, and surely enough, that could also be the difference in this record. We'll see what happens here, though, as Winston on play action here rolls out. He's got some room, fumbles the ball, and it's recovered on the first play by the Nighthawks. Cooper DeJean, the wide cornerback everybody's talking about. So take a look there. DeJean able to get that ball, but watch number 98 in the back there, just forcing that ball out of Winston's hands. And tragedy strikes for the Dreadknots on their first play of the game, as we take a look at Jalen Hurts, who's been exceptional with his QB play. Over 1,000 yards, looking for that 1,500 mark for sure in this game, and they're set up with some great field position here at the 38. Here's Hurts, looking to throw. Fires down the field, caught, and Phillips on the tackle. Devontae Smith with the catch. So already starting off hotter than the Dreadknots have so far. Looks like man coverage for the Dreadknots, an interesting decision. Watch A.J. Brown up here. He excels at that. As a look to throw. Hurts slings it. No, nearly intercepted. Gotta watch out for the underlying corner. So notable inactives today, 2 receivers in Malik Neighbors and, Darius Slayton. They're also missing, I believe, Sexy Dexy. As Hurts takes off, he's got a nice game, but a fumble! 2 fumbles on the first drive for both teams. And Phillips picks this one up. Now, he has a dev trait upgrade waiting for him right now, and that is a clear fumble that he will recover. He's got to thank his teammate in the press conference after that one. What a play. And now Winston will have the ball back in his hands at the 11. Heck of a play right there. You give it to Hurts, who hasn't fumbled the ball very much all season. And right there is his first, I believe that is his first fumble of the year. Bellinger picking up the first down for the Dreadknots, their first of the game, as they look to navigate this field position here. Winston over the middle again, incomplete. So Bond on the coverage there. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 22. Motion here to the outside. They'll go handoff with Tracy Jr. and down he goes. Huge play right there. Smith crashing in on him. And now a 3rd and long scenario for Winston and the Dreadknots. Here we go. 3rd and 14. Tracy Jr. in motion. Now Winston surveying. And he's going to throw this one out. Smart move. Could have potentially had a roughing the passer as well. No call there, obviously. And now it'll be 4th and 14. As the Dreadknots will have to punt this ball. They're the first team to punt in this game. I'll give it to the Nighthawks returner, who will get to the 38. And now looking at rushing touchdowns, which they might convert to here. The stat leaders, Saquon Barkley climbing his way up the leaderboards. As Hurts will hand it off to Barkley here. And he slips through a few tackles, gets down to 7 yards. In that last game, I believe it was that last game we did, a huge hole opened up for Aaron Jones, and he ended up putting that bad boy in the end zone from about 77 yards out, I want to say. So an incredible play made by him. And now we're looking to see if we can see the same thing from the Madden 26 cover athlete right now. So 3rd and inches at the 48. They'll go handoff. It's Barkley. And it'll be a first down to the 49. And speaking of Madden 26, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting that league up and running. It'll start off with a fantasy draft, so if you would like to see that, you'll have to stick around and wait till probably next year, which is right around the corner. We'll have to get through our college series, of course. The college series, we just call that college football right now. Remember, even with these relocations, the U.S. still primarily controls the player-led market. So, of course, keeping our eyes on that. I don't know how we'll do that with the Madden 26 stuff here, but you know, I'll give you some college football to watch. We'll watch some college football. And ladies and gentlemen, I will eventually, if we get big enough here, I will post. I actually could probably post it right now, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'll post it on TikTok. So if you've made it this far, check out TikTok maybe after this game. But I will be adding players, coaches, what team you want to be on. Which the team that, oh my goodness, birds. As I was talking there, good night, what a hit. But anyways, guys, Hurts, or excuse me, you can model your game after a player. That's probably one of the first things I would ask if you wanted a player in this league. So we'll see, again, just what becomes available through the simulations. Nice juke by Barkley as he'll nearly pick up a first down here. A very nice drive forming, and it has been forming here from the Nighthawks. As I was carried away with the gap session and a big stop right there. 4th and 1. And now a decision for the Nighthawks. Do you go for this one or do you kick the field goal? And usually in this game it's the field goal, but we'll see. Because they do have two powerful backs back there. You got your quarterback and your running back. Alright, so they'll try to be aggressive here. Analytics say yes. 4th and 1. Hurts to throw. And he has brought down a sack. Huge play for the Dreadnoughts, and they'll force another turnover this time. It'll be a turnover on downs. That is a huge sack to have right here. You force them to go for it on fourth down. It proves to be disaster for the Nighthawks, which I would have assumed they were going to run it. They go to the pass game, and the Dreadnoughts make them regret it with a quick blitz that gets in. So, here we go. 1st and 10, Winston. Handoff. And this time he'll actually go for yards here. Only one, as he didn't have too much success in that last week. Remember that stat line. He only had 54 yards that game, and a nice little run there. A great tackle, though, made by Gardner Johnson. CJ Gardner Johnson, of course. He's been player in this league for quite some time. Not this league, but in the NFL. 3rd 6. Winston will go play action. Launch one deep, and it's incomplete. Way to get up on that ball. And it'll be 4th and 6. Robinson, the intended target. So Paris will punt this one away. Oh, that's a surprise appearance, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome Night Storm into this one. He's here now, and partner.
Score.
Yeah, and then there's been quite a few times where there could have been a score. And instead, though, we've seen 2 fumbles, both happening on the opening drive. And, of course, the Nighthawks just turned over on downs.
Oh, wow.
And another sack! The Dreadnoughts are at 3 sacks, and their defense is dominant in this one. 11-yard sack there. Brian Burns coming back up again. He is a force to be reckoned with, partner, and they've got to realize that. Now, the Dreadnoughts...
He definitely is for sure.
Dreadnoughts did say they would be active. Or they would not be active in the trade deadline. However, I feel like there's still a few teams that are going to try the market for Brian Burns, as they are sitting at 2-4. But partner, they're putting up a pretty good fight here in the first quarter, which is about to end against the Nighthawks, who are 4-1, and Hurts extending the play for a while there. And we'll start the opening of the second quarter off with a punt, as both teams held to 0 points at the end of the first. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. Shouldn't take me long.
I think if I was the Nighthawks here, I would have probably, I'm going to be real with you, I probably would have, whatchamacallit it, I probably would have waited until the second quarter to go for it and think of your other options. But no, they put Jalen Hurts up under fire. Or Jalen Hurts, he just said, "No what? I ain't waiting. I gotta make a play now before it's too late." But we still have like a whole quarter and 2 other to go. And Jameis Winston, coming from the Columbus Tigers, or no, Canton Tigers, not Columbus Tigers, excuse me, Canton Tigers, and that will be incomplete. And he tried finding that guy there, and I mean, in a way, Jameis Winston, he's a cool, funny, decent quarterback too. Depending on the roster, if you got a big receiver down there, he'll probably find him. That's for sure. Um, Number 98 takes him down though. It's 3rd and 3 at the 31. Will they run up the middle? And they will. Tracy Jr. gets the first down and a little more. CJ Gardner Johnson. I mean, they know what's up, what's going on. They know it. Runs up a little bit there, gets first down. Gets the handoff, 2nd and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and Hertz has a huge run for a first down. Sorry I was out for that first half. It looks like both teams, excuse me, having some luck on the scoreboard as we see here that it is now a 10-3 ball game, which London leads with a 7-point difference. As they'll look to pass here over the middle, it's caught, and Devontae Smith nearly getting the first down there. It's 2nd and 1. So, I mean, Nighthawks are very, very likable when you talk about that Super Bowl run. You have a nice little running back who, by the way, has 81 yards right now. He's got 15 touches, and his yards after contact are probably nuts right now. So, you can only imagine what he can do once you give him that shove in the right direction. As it'll be 2nd and 9 on this play here by Hertz. They'll go handoff, and Markley gets shoved backwards. So it'll be 3rd and 10 at the 42. 3rd and 10 now. Hertz, motion. Motion's Barkley here, looking to throw. Hertz over the middle, incomplete. Dropped. And that was Phillips in the vicinity there. So here's a extra long field goal here. This one from 59. We've seen one hit from here before, and this one will not. Pickett the placeholder, and Elliott trying to put it up through, and it misses. It had the leg just off to the right, and that is a shame for the London Nighthawks because they were looking to extend that lead to 2, and instead Paris is lined up with nice field position at the 49, and they can let this one fly and probably score a touchdown in just about one play if they really wanted to air it out. But a 6-yard gain will do for here on this play, as it'll be Paris on the 45 here. Winston running around, and down he goes. So 3rd and 11 coming up. 3rd and 11. Winston looking to throw. Goes for the first down, and he's got it. First down to the 29. That was that big strike they needed. And oh my goodness, I think I've just seen someone get shoved to the ground. No call. That did not look like a very sportsmanlike play, but we'll allow it as he beats Cooper DeJean for that first down. A nice bunch of separation there. Really sprouting him forward. And a nice run here by Tracy Jr. Definitely not doing bad on this drive at all. They're inside the red zone here by just a hair. They'll go under the middle, and it's caught and still up and down to 16. That's good enough for a first down. And the Dreadknots trending in the right direction. They could tie the game here. 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Winston. Perfect time. Fires and nearly intercepted in the end zone. Gardner Johnson nearly just had himself a pick, and it would have swung the momentum right back in London's way. Instead, it'll be Tracy Jr., on to the outside, and a 1-yard gain sets them up with 3rd and 9. So a very treacherous situation here if you're Paris as they look to throw. Big pressure coming. Winston, down he goes. No room for him to go. 3 sacks for London on the day. And they'll have to settle for just a field goal here. A bummer. But, I mean, you got to settle for what you can have. Here's 38 yards, and it's up and good by Gano. So Matt Gano, nice little kick there. Sets him up with 4-point game, still a one-possession ball game for the Paris Dreadknots. But they are drawing closer and closer to that touchdown. I can feel it. But if the Nighthawks score first, I fear that maybe Paris has still a very likely chance of winning this game. And it's looked like a trap game so far. So we're going to watch and see how this one continues as a 2-yard gain. Does London in there, and an injury timeout on the line. Becton, the injured man, number 77, will check for him later on in the game. 2nd and 8 at the 29. Hurts, handoff. Barkley once again, and they can't get anything going. It'll be 3rd and 7 at the 31 now as they line back up. Hurts. Single back formation here for Barkley, and now they'll switch it up. Hurts to throw. And a nice rush coming off, but Hurts sheds the tackle, fumbles the ball. And it somehow jumped on by London. What? That's a first down. I don't know how that works. But I think the game just gifted London a first down. And that's incomplete. Looking for Goddard there. That was a wacky play right there. Unbelievable. That one's going to be talked about for a while. I did not think that they were over the line right there. So, definitely an interesting conversation to be had after this one. 3rd and 4 at the 44. London gets it off, and it's going to be a first down. So Hurts to Dotson for the first at the opposing 45. Really nice play call here. And a good progression from Jalen Hurts, really. You talk about surveying the field, and he did it perfectly right there. Wide open target. It's your flat. You got to get the first down. He hits it and doesn't get stingy. So Hurts lobs this one over to Devontae Smith. This time he'll have a first down. And an injury again for this line. And oh boy. Looks like one of their bigger line pieces there. You hate to see it for any player, but especially him. 1st and 10 at the 35. Here's Hurts in the backfield with Barkley. He'll hand this one off. 4-yard gain there. Sets him up at 89 yards on the day. 2nd and 6 at the 31. They'll give Barkley his 21st touch. I believe that is the most in a game, and we are seeing the repercussions here as Barkley is down and heading into the locker room. That is not a good sign. They do have their backup back there, but on 3rd and 4, you definitely want to look for a safety valve, and I thought that he was that safety valve there. Instead, he'll hit Goddard for a first down. So still keeping this drive rolling. A nice little tempo going here. Wasting time. Going down the field, nearly scoring. They are in good field goal range right now, so they could still make this a... Well, I guess they technically can't make this a 2-possession game now, and that's nearly Hurts fumbling again, potentially, if he doesn't slide. Because that looked like a bruising hit coming in. 2nd and 3 is where we'll leave the 3rd quarter off. It's 10-6. Nighthawks in scoring range and with the lead. when we get into this fourth quarter. And man, oh man, has it been a very interesting game to watch so far. Both defenses have fought so hard in this one. And now the Dreadnoughts letting up just a little bit, man. You hate to see the regression. And that is another big injury there, and seen limping off the field is Devontae Smith. This is not good for either London's touchdown chance here, nor their potential season afterwards, as he'll hit the backup here, Gainwell, on a nice little check down. They'll get the first down at the 5. And now the Nighthawks, man, they are really close. They can't let up any of these short gains again. They'll get this one off to Gainwell, and he is tracked down in the backfield. It'll be brought back to the line of scrimmage, but not much happening after that. It's 2nd and goal right on the 5. They'll go. They'll try to fake him out with a keep, and Burns. Obviously, that last name meaning something, man, because he is burning off the edge. And now it's 3rd goal at the 9 in a really, really tough situation. Hurts. Steps off. Can he get in? No, it's 4th and goal at the 1. And now a huge decision here. They'll go for it once again. You know this coach, Nick Sirianni. He's about tough as steel. We'll see what it gets him here on 4th down. Looking to throw. Hurts. Loses the ball. And it's a turnover on downs. Burns forces the ball out. Unbelievable. Hurts has lost that ball in the backfield a lot today. And it is paying dividends right now to the Dreadnoughts, who just have to score a touchdown in order to take the lead. Whether it's on this drive or not, we are not quite sure yet. We'll see. It would be a long drive if they're methodical about it. So a 3-yard gain, definitely starting off interestingly enough, and that's going to be a 3-yard, or it's still going to stay thirds, or oh my goodness, at the 13 on 3rd and 7. Winston, big 3rd down here, sending the house. Oh, but they got Tracy Jr. and the nice tackle made there. Nice read by number 98. I think that's Sweat. So 4th and 7 and a forced punt. So they won't get anything out of this one, as this one's booted from the 2 and traveling all the way to the 30. Got quite the leg on him to make that one happen, and it's still pretty good field position for Hurts and the Nighthawks. As we'll see if they got any of those players back. Looks like Smith trotting back onto the field. And he is. Him and A.J. Brown put right together. Barkley, though, still not back in the game. Throwing. Caught. And a 1st down. Uzama on the 1st down there. He's come up in some clutch situations. And I'll tell you, the better of the two offenses have certainly been Jalen Hurts in this Nighthawks team. Despite having all these fumbles, man, they have found a way to move that ball through the air. But they just haven't quite learned how to capture it. 1st and 10. And they'll go handoff here. A 2-yard loss. Sets them in the wrong direction. So Paris read that one like a book. And a potential four-man rush coming here. They'll only go 3. Interesting decision. And they'll get the flat here, but it won't pay off. It's 3rd 7. Still in field goal range. Let's not forget about that. So a 3rd 7 shot here. Watch A.J. Brown here. They're going to try to get the ball to him. I almost guarantee it. Play action. Hurts. Drops it off to Uzama instead. And it's going to be 4th down. Now they can take this field goal. I believe you trust your defense enough in this situation. And no, Nick Sirianni, man, I don't know what's up with the kicker, but he doesn't trust him after that 59-yard attempt. They'll hand it off to Gainwell, and he is stopped short. Once again, and Paris still with a shot with under 5 minutes to go at the 20. So if there is a drive to score on right now, it is certainly this one. And Jackson coming up and making that tackle. That is a huge play. As Winston trots back onto the field. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. They'll go handoff here. And Junior tracked down, and it'll be 2nd and 9 after the fact. Injury timeout. They'll take number 73, that's Neal back there, into what seemed to be the locker room. So not great for this line right now. Winston trying to find his way out. He does. It's a 1st down and more as he gets to the 35. That is a huge 1st down for Winston and the Dreadknots in this situation. Again, all they need is a touchdown in order to potentially win this game. They would take the lead. As it'll be 1st down, they'll go handoff, and a nice run by Tracy Jr. They'll give him forward progress, and a 1st down comes with it to the 45. So moving the ball now is the Dreadknots, as they'll go with another run. And man, they have opened up that run game here. 7 yards on this carry, 10 on the last. That is certainly helping his average today, as it's been pretty abysmal up until this. Winston. Handoff again to Tracy Jr., and it's another 1st down. They are putting this offense in a nice, great position, if I do say so myself. A little bit to go until a 2-minute warning. They'll get the 1st down and more inside the 30 to the 25. And they are officially in scoring range. Not quite in that red zone yet, but with passes like that, they will be there in no time. As it'll be 1st down at the 25, and we'll hit the 2-minute warning in what is a suspenseful one here in Paris. 10-6. 1st and 10 at the 25. Winston motions Tracy Jr. Fires into the backfield. He's got his back. And it's a 4-yard gain. Gets out of bounds there. A nice decision. And Slay down there to get that taken care of. The star looks like a star corner. 2nd and 6 at the 20. Handoff. And Junior able to be taken down there. A 3-yard gain, and it'll be a very big 3rd down here. You can't afford to lose it on 4th, which, again, this is great 4th down territory, but you don't want to use it here. And Winston, oh no! Should have just let that ball go away. And now it's 4th and 9 with the game on the line. This is a huge one for either side. Winston steps up, chucks this one, and what are you doing? This one's chucked out, and this is game over. What on earth was Winston thinking? He chucked that one up in the stands. He should have done that on the last play. Paris still with 3 timeouts, and if Hurts or anybody here fumbles, it's still a great position to be in, but you cannot just go off of that. And timeout taken by the Dreadknots. So they're looking to get this ball back. But I mean, this is really a poor job here. And now they're going 3rd, 4. 41 seconds left. Only a timeout left for the Dreadknots. Can they get the stop here? No, Gainwell has a big run. And they waste their final timeout. This is game over. And Gainwell seals it with a big run down the sideline to the 47. And they're about to kneel just about on their logo. You hate to see how this game progressed for the Paris Dreadknots, and London will escape in what was otherwise a great battle with the Dreadknots here. And 000s on this game. We will not see any other scores here. 10-6, your final in Paris, as Jalen Hurts, man, where do I even begin? He was getting ridiculed back there. Winston had himself a bit of a game here, and despite that turnover on the first play, he seemed like a really powerful player today, except for that 36.8 completion percentage. I must have missed something, because my God, that is terrible. So Jalen Hurts, no touchdowns, 143 yards, 76.2 completion percentage, and Winston, oh boy, under 100 yards and a 36.8 completion percentage. That is the lowest in MNFL history. As we take a look into the stats, 1 interception for Hurts, which, well, definitely hurts. 6.8 on the average there, and Jameis Winston, man, I'll tell you, neither of these guys played perfect today, but Winston has got to go a little harder in practice this next week. And Saquon Barkley, even though he got injured, still taking the title for best rusher in the game. Tracy Jr., a close second. Hurts almost matched it. Gainwell with 30. Winston with 24. And Shipley, who had an attempt with no yards there. So Kenneth Gainwell, his receiving, I mean, 22 yards, a bit abysmal, but I mean, he is a halfback. You got to take that safety valve sometimes, and he converted where it was needed. Devontae Smith, he went out for a little bit, got 51 yards, and he still might be our best receiver yards-wise of the game. And he is. Barkley had only 1 reception, but 14 yards. Not a bad way to do it. Daniel Bellinger, the tight end for the Dreadknots out of San Diego State. A second-year man gets 1 reception in this game with 10 yards. So Gainwell, Devontae Smith, C.J. Uzama, who you love to see getting some play time here, and holy blocking. 6 pancakes for Jordan Mailata. And wow, he didn't even go to college. That is interesting, to say the least. 6 pancakes for someone who didn't even go to college. And a sack, nonetheless. Led up by him, though. It's not exactly great. Lane Johnson, who seemed to go out there, and yep, they are missing Becton Sr. And we'll see if there's anybody else. Oh, yep, Evan Neal out of Alabama. 350 pounds, 6'7" stature. And Andrew Thomas Cam Jurgens closing off the list here. And Tyler Newman with the interception that went for 23 yards. I wish I would have seen that, man. That was incredible. Graham Gano. I called him Matt Gano. I don't know why. Sounded right. 2 for 3. He missed. I don't know what he missed from. But all his field goal attempts were made from 39 or more yards out. Or 30 or 39 yards. And Jake Elliott missed a 59-yarder, his longest field goal of the day, and the only one he made, a 41. Jamie Gillen, the Pine Bluff, and 49.6 yards. On the average for him today, he is the best punter out of them all. But of course, he did have 5 punts today, so I mean, can't excuse him. Braden Mann, 108 yards on only 2 punts, so definitely not bad at all. The net average, obviously, for yards per punt, 42.5, definitely not bad. Jamie Gillen did put one in the 20, though, or inside the 20, so an interesting stat there. The longest punt, 55, and man, Al punts it, 58. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you haven't already, like and sub to the channel. Trying to get the 50 subs here. But ladies and gentlemen, most of you don't even watch this far, so if you did, give me a thumbs up in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.